as always, if you're looking at me, I've just come in for the rain soaking. Galaxy Blinds, Heroes and Legends, Cleveland Systems Engineering, GRS Installation, Cornerstone, Dovecot, Smith and Friends Estate Agents, Advanced Utility Solutions, and TGM Cars. Thanks for the continued support over the years. Last night it was another must-win game. Swansea was a must-win game and we failed miserably. Last night was another must-win game to stay in the hunt, stay in the pack. And we achieved it. I mean, the team, if you don't know, I've written it down here. Travers in goal. Junior was full-back. I think, is he a full? I don't know if he's a full-back winger or where he plays. Junior was on the left, Dickie still on the right. Borges, Howson played central defenders as there's no other defenders fit. Bazog played, Iheanacho, Hackney, Morris, Azaz and Conway. On the bench, Glover, Beleza, Whittaker, Foz, Giles, Wilston, McCormack, Palmer and McCabe. What did I think of the game? Well, I thought first half we played well in patches. We don't seem to sustain it. You know, we dip in and out of games, you know, 10-minute rush, creativity, scored a good goal. First goal was a good goal. Ball down the left, Azaz whipped her in. Conway, thank you very much. Kit was beaten to the world's a tap-in. They missed an absolute sitter. The ball came in for the right. The boy came in unmarked in the inside left position into the box. 1v1. Must hit the target. My granny would have hit the target. And he hit it by the left-hand post. We got off the hook. And then second half, Dick Steele scored a great goal. If you've not seen it, try and watch it on YouTube. Goes up the right. He scored a similar goal against Leeds United at Ellen Road. I think it was a cup game. He came down, bit of pace and trickery, cut in onto his left and curled it. Beat a couple of men, curled it bottom right-hand corner. It was a great goal. Really great goal. So well done to Dick Steele. But not overly convincing. But as I say, now's not the time for glamour. Now's the time for results. We're still in the hunt, but we conceded a customary goal, which was disappointing. And then, in the dying, I was going to say embers, it was the last minute of the game. Last minute of the game, corner kick, ball comes in, their keepers come up, throwing caution to the wind. Lo and behold, he's 6 yards out, middle of the goal, unmarked, he's up like a bird. And his header was like one of my headers, straight into the keeper's arms. If it was a centre forward, it would have ended 2-2. But it's all ifs and buts and maybes. We won the game, 3 points. Well done. That's now, what, 37 games played. 15 wins, 14 defeats, and the rest have been draws. Still hitty missy. What is there now? 9 games left, is it? 8 games left? 9 games left? Are we going to make the playoffs? I still don't think we'll make it. No, I don't think we're going to make it. Coventry, did they get beat last night? Frank Lampard's been doing brilliant. I still think they're going to get in the top 6. Mowbray's team, Big Mugger's team won't be far away. But there's 8 or 9 teams chasing 2 positions. We're one of them. We're as good on our day as any of them, and we're as bad on our day as any of them. So, can't really read much into it. But last night, I just felt there was I didn't feel the good vibes running about the stadium. I thought it was people turning up, watch the game because they support Middlesbrough, but there was no real buzz, no real expectations. That's what it felt like. Maybe there is, maybe I get the wrong feeling, but I was just thinking, it's how so much quality Bernie he was, Keith, considering he's been out injured and hardly trained and thrown in at the deep end, meaning he's playing with Borges, get mixed up, Bazog and Borges. You've got Borges and you've got Howson. Howson's never really played with Well, he's not played as a centre-half. All the centre-halves are out injured incredibly. So they put these two together and I thought both done well last night. But I have to say, I thought QPR were woeful. They were bad. We should have scored more than 2. So Howson was quality, Keith says. Now great, Howson coming in for the cold, putting in a shift, very good. David Fletcher says, I was there last night, Bernie. QPR were very poor. Thought it was going to be pulled to 2-2. Do you think this is where we are as a team, middle of the road? David, yeah, I mean, start the season, you know, with the movement this summer, I thought, you know what, I'm going top 6. And I was confident, but I was always aware that January was going to approach eventually. And that's when your season's taken away from you, or you're going to bring in a couple of players to really boost confidence and morale and climb up the table. But I did think we were good enough for top 6. Never says top 2. This is start of the season. And then as it progressed, I thought, yeah, top 6. But January's always a problem month. You know, it's either a window of opportunity or a window of dread. And at the minute it looks a window of dread. There's only the keeper that's come out smelling the roses. Junior done all right last night. He'd one great shot second half. Hit it ferociously, but it flew by the post. Big Iheanacho still looks way off the pace. Drifts in and out of games. Sometimes his wee bus where he closes people down, but wasn't in it. As I say, Travers is only one that's produced anything since he came in January. And January was a key month to tell you where we're going, and I think this is where we are. Andrew Hill says, Howson was brilliant in last night's game for Borough. Tommy Conway played well last night and took his goal well from Finnissar's assist. Well, Andrew, you know, people used to say I was a tap-in, I was a tap-in. I could have played with my suit on last night and tapped it in. I'd have picked up the same position, and the ball with Azaz was such a good one, you couldn't miss it. So, but well done to Conway for anticipating it's going to be there. Howson, as I say, I always say when centre-halves, whether it was Fry or Clark or whoever plays Edmondson, when they've good games, I always question, well, who's the opposition? Who are they up against? 2 against 1 every game. There's very few teams in the Championship or in Leeds now. Look at the Arsenal, don't even play with a centre-forward. But there's very few teams play with 2-pronged attack. The majority play with a number 10, which means he drifts off the centre-halves, plays in no man's land. The centre-halves, they're caught between the 2 stools, don't know where to go with them or sit back. They usually sit back and it's 2 against 1. They should be good. They should be good. If it was me and Ian Baird up against them last night, I think even at this age, I think we'd have caused more problems. I'm not even laughing. Because we'd have been 2s up there. Ball played into Baird, I'd feed off him. But centre-halves have got a comfortable life these days. I never go over the top of them. Hi Bernie, QPR made Borough look a good team. Howson was phenomenal. But not going to take any game for granted, Stevie Horn. Well, we can't take any game for granted, dear me. We're so inconsistent. As I said, played 37 games. We've won 15 and lost 14. And yet we're still up there, which is incredible. When I played in the Championship, people say it's tough now. When I played in the Championship, if you had 14 defeats, you were nowhere near the playoff positions. Nowhere. You'd been dead and buried. But now, we're still fighting, hoping and praying that we can squeeze in that top 6. Me personally, I don't think we're good enough. And no doubt, touch wood, but no doubt more injuries will appear and we'll think, well, where did they get injured? And then nobody will mention it and how they get injured and where they get injured and what the problem is and how long they're out for. I mean, centre-halves, I said this last week, centre-halves in my day, or way before my day, would smash the centre-forwards, his nose, blood everywhere, break legs, everything. Oh, our centre-halves, they're the ones that's getting injured. It's unbelievable. Centre-halves used to be employed because they were tough, rugged, no style, spoilers of the game, and just kick the ball or kick opponents. Oh, our centre-halves are all injured. I find the whole thing farcical. And people keep asking me, where's McGree? I don't know. He could be back in Australia for all I know. I've not seen him, nobody talks about him, don't know his injury, the extent of it, how long he's out for. But I tell you what, the international football is coming on after Saturday. Boy, God, if he goes to Australia, he should be putting the skip out at Haverton Hill. Hope you're well. Miss the 3 legends, Michael Joplin, miss the 3 legends. Wow, 3 legends. Myself, Eric Gates, Mark McDonald. It was the biggest North East show by a million miles. Well, it was the biggest show at that time, between 6 and 8. But it had a good run at it. With Real Radio, Century Radio, then we went with smaller, try to keep it going. But yeah, that was a great time. We'd last 2 minutes in the modern world. Well, we might last on something like this, but on radio, dear goodness. I mean, local stations have tried to emulate it. No chance. They didn't employ 3, they employed 2 up here and 2, as far as I know, I don't listen. I think 2 here or 2 up Newcastle. No Middlesbrough representatives. It's flawed. So where are we? Howson was brilliant last night's game, I mentioned that. Hope you're well, Mr. Legend. Phil Otten says, never turn my nose up at a win, but that was more about how poor the opposition was. I'm still not convinced. Well, look, The amount of games, in the last, 9 games, we've been beaten 6 and won 3. Now we've got 9 games left. So we've won 3 out of 9 and been beat 6 and won 3 out of the last 9. Now we've got 9 left. Now 9, the old cliche, cup finals to try and break into that top 6. I personally don't think we're good enough. I personally don't think we'll make it. If there's a betting man, I wouldn't have been putting any money on it. We're too inconsistent. In spells we look good, we create, and then we go off the boil for 10, 15 minutes. The opposition come into it. I mean, they're first, when it was 1-0, I mentioned at the top, when the ball's going to be whipped in, the guy's unmarked inside left, on his own. He's 1v1, massive goal. He fluffs it and hits it by the post. It was harder to miss it. And then in the last minute, as I mentioned, the goalkeeper comes up, free header, 6 yards out. That wasn't good defending. That was luck. I mean, you talk about luck. Look at Liverpool. They get absolutely hammered for 89 minutes over there. Scored against PSG. Last night, the luck ran out. You don't want to be lucky for so long. They say you work for your luck, and you have to work for it, and I get that. But no, we won the game, which was great. 3 points, great. Sitting, was it 8th or 9th in the league? Couple of points off the 2 top 6 teams, Coventry and West Brom. I still think Coventry are the dark horses. I still think they'll be in there. Where are we? Gary and Samantha Williams. Hello, Bernie. Hiya. There was Top in the Gazette. Was that still going, the Gazette? Dear me. Of Danya Ayala. Remember him? Yeah. Good player for Middlesbrough. Competitive. Coming back to the borough. I see him in Hertfordshire this morning. I screenshot the article a couple of weeks ago and sent it to a friend and then showed him today. You know what he was. He was very surprised to see a lovely lad, proper, leading. He's a leader more or less. I see him often. He's going for his badges and trying to keep fit. Great show, Bernie, and I get everything you say. Well done. Gary, I'm only here to give my opinion as a former player. Loads of people have got an opinion. A lot of people's not played. Or that doesn't mean your opinion isn't valid, but everybody jumps on it because they know football's it's the biggest sport in the world and everybody wants a part of it. I'm in it because I live here. Been here 40 years come October. Played, loyal, successful at Middlesbrough. Love it. Love talking about it. I'm passionate. I want the team to do well. It peeves me off when they don't do well. Because if they go down the Swanee or the River Tees, we go down with them as fans and as pundits or whatever you want to call us. So that was Daniel Ayala, but again we'd be going for a guy that was great when he was here, but he's been away for years. And why are we going for the same players? We've got a European network, as far as I know. You can't keep dragging the same players in. Gels is a prime example. I was up Nams when they returned. That's before he even put the strip back on. Wasn't a fan of it. As I say, a lot of my mates and guys I respect brilliantly and I'm pally with. Pallister, Colin Cooper, Stewie Downey, Janino, great guy, great player. They've all gone and come back. Bamford. And there's numerous more. You leave for a reason. You leave a football club because you're more ambitious and you're getting more money. And as I say, if it doesn't go well, i.e. Giles, couldn't get a game for Luton Town, who are second, third bottom of the league, we're playing Saturday. We have to win that one. That's another one we have to win. And then the big boys are coming to town. Leeds United, flying. Still get Blackburn Rovers, Coventry away last game of the season. I mean, we could be gone by then. I just hope the lads don't... When I watched the Swansea game, I was thinking some of these guys have got their heads in the sand. They're on a beach somewhere. They've got the old flip-flops on and the Umbre Solea and the sombreros, well, if they've got to Spain. But yeah, some of them might be thinking of the holidays. I hope I'm wrong. Some of them will know they're in borrowed time. That's the problem at this stage of the season. Some lads will get sniffs that, hey, I'm getting out of here. They may be voluntary want out or they'll be getting put out, whether they like it or not. So, this league is awful. This should have been the year, Steve B. Yeah, people say it's a great league. Is it a great league? Dear me, some of the defending I've seen, you've seen a Sunday morning when the lads have had 10 pints down their neck. Some of the defending has been brutal. I mean, we're forever conceding goals. We've conceded goals against some of the worst teams in the division. Remember the 3 at Plymouth Argyle, 3 at home to Coventry. They're just ones off the top of my head. Defensively has been a sham this season. As a team, again, we've played some great games with the Purple Pack, scored 21 goals in about 3, 4, 5 games. That was amazing. But that was a spurt. You need to sustain it. You know, we're doing it in spurts, and that's why we're inconsistent. That's why we're huffing and puffing. And we do a lot of flatting to deceive. I seen them playing, although they're a bad team them last night, I seen them playing a couple of balls that we never play. Right back gets the ball, or left back, opens up on the line, and curls it up the line. We don't play that ball. I don't know why. You don't need to play one out and out. Why not to play that ball? You get your, if you're playing one up front of your 10, one of them goes out and gets it. You bypass the midfielder and let them pull out to the left or right. And we never play that ball. That for me is one of the best balls in the game. But well done Conway last night. Well done Dick Steele. Well done the team for getting the for getting all 3 points. Few games on tonight that can disturb us. Off the top of my head is Blackburn playing Watford, Leeds. Yeah, there's a few games on tonight. I mean, Watford's no. When I look at the table, I think Leeds United they're arguably the best side. Chris Wilder, despite being hounded out in Middlesbrough, you have to say he went in there in the Premier. They got their backside smacked before and after when he went in. But he's regrouped them, got the confidence back in. He's got them organised, hard to beat. They're sitting top of the league as we speak right now. Who would have believed that? I can't. Where did somebody jog my memory? Where did Wilder go when he left us? He went and joined a team. He was there short term and then he left. Can't think who it was, but he had a mare. A lot of Borough fans were chuffed. Yeah, he's had a mare. He's not good enough, and he's good enough at the minute. He's going to finish in that top 6 for sure. With a bit of luck and fortune, he might end up in the Premier League. That would be some feat. But Burnley, they're there. Burnley's not one of the glamour teams. Great defence. The least conceded goals in the Championship. That's quite a do. Quite an achievement. So yeah, but looking at the team, I'm looking at the team now. Okay, listen, I'm on it this time. I know people's been wanting the fortunate ones that's got a job. Philip says Watford. That was it. He went to Watford to the Mayor. Well, short-lived. Don't know why, but he was in and out. He's in and out like a rabbit. Some of my mates are rabbits. Yeah, looking at the team, I think Travers, as I mentioned, I think he's been very, very good since arriving. I think he'd won 4 one game, every keeper does that, but he's been very good. And I think he'll be gone this summer. I don't think he'll be getting back to Bournemouth. I think somebody will buy him. He's good enough to play with a lot of teams, whether it's Championship or bottom teams of the Premier. He's good enough. Junior, not seen enough of him to really comment. Was all right last night. Borges, I think, has done well. Left back position, he was starting to get into the groove and looked more confident. And all of a sudden, with the farce centre backs all getting injured, he's moved in there and he's given it his best shot. He's done all right. Johnny Howson was saved back last night. Bazog, I bet the big man can't believe he was left out of the team after 3 games and 3 goals. 3 goals, 3 games. He's back in. Hackney and Morris, we know what they're about. They're fairly young, they're vibrant, they're direct. 2 of them done well last night. Big A and Nasho, not really seen it as yet. Azaz dipped in out of the game but made a goal last night. Conway scored a goal. And on the bench, Glover, I looked at the bench last night. Glover, keeper. He was 3rd choice, but he's on the bench because the other 2. Dieng, where did Dieng get that injury? Anybody know? We won't see Dieng, he'll be gone in the summer. So with Glover, Beleza, he came off the bench late on last night. Whittaker, who's dipped in and out hot and cold since he arrived. Foz, don't really get the Foz thing. Giles, don't get that. Wilston, don't know a lot about the kid. McCormack, no. And Palmer, don't know about that. And McCabe, don't know about that. That kid, I don't really know them. So, but the bench is lightweight. You know, if we got against Leeds with that team, that bench, and we go a goal down, we'll get beat 3 or 4. You know, the thing about Leeds, if we were to play Leeds last night, we need to be really on it. Last night we were on it. We were quite good, but we weren't great. They were really bad. Many times we say that. Where are we here? Sorry. I want one ticket for your reunions. Can I put holidays in? How do I go about it? If you're a hero every time I went to Essen Park, Bernie would always be the club shop when it was a proper club. Yeah, I remember the old club shop, just as you come up with the gates on the right hand side. Gary, a ticket for the 40th anniversary. It's on the 30th of October. It's at the Riverside. If you go on, if you've got a pen, I'll read it again later. It's 7.enterprises. That's the word 7.enterprises at hotmail.co.uk. 7.enterprises, hotmail.co.uk. I've not got the phone number. I'll try and get it before the end. I'll give you a number as well. And the tables have more or less gone. I think there's maybe even a table there. I don't know. But they're more or less gone. And don't forget, there's 7 months to go. It's going to be a great night. I mean, some of the guys that's coming, it's not going to be, it's not about me being 40 years in Teesside. These lads that come in, they're all from different eras. You know, Stewie Downey, I played with Stewie and Wheater. I was commentating when they were playing. You know, David Hodgson went to Liverpool for Mark Proctor, Ian Baird. There's too many to mention. Mugger, Palmer, there's over 20. Neil Madison, loads of people coming. Gary Philpson over there, of course. Gary Philpson does the fan zone at the Riverside. I worked with Gary at Century and Real. Great guy, very good at his job. Phil Otten says, looking ahead, which players do you build a team around next year? Bryn, Hackney, Fry, Morris, Azaz, Conway, Buzzog. After that, I'm struggling. Hey, I think we'll get a few surprises in the summer. There'll be players that we think is going to stay will be gone, either sold or see you later. But it needs an overhaul, without a doubt. You know, this thing about Michael Carrick, I think it was it January, says, this squad's the best he's had. I never seen it like that. I thought it was, numbers were great. I think we had a 30-man squad. But individually, collectively, didn't see enough quality. I mean, we rave about players now. Manny's Conway got 12, 13. And we're in March. 2 months to go, 2.5 months to go. What has he got? 12, 13 goals? That's good, but it's not great. He costs a few million quid. You know, we're easily pleased these days. Easily pleased. A few million quid for us is a lot of money. A lot of money. And I still hear everybody moaning and groaning. I was saying it last night, I host the Legends Lounge at Riverside, and I was saying, everybody keeps moaning about, the defender's injured, and rightly so, and we've no cover. Well, what about up front? One striker, one prominent striker who scored a few goals, and that's Conway. Nobody else. Coburn's at Millwall scoring, getting the plaudits. He's our player, but we've not got him to. He's at the end of the season. Who else have we got? Ian Ashall. Time he settles in, he'll be at the end of the season. We'll know our destiny. Who else have we got up front? Azaz is only number 10 at the club. We've not got an actual left winger. Doak's only an actual right winger. Whittaker's come in, but we have to wait and see how he progresses. So regarding, who comes, who goes this summer, we don't know. We can all sit here and guess till we're blue in the face. But David Fletcher says, Bernie, another thing I noticed against poorer opposition, Azaz has the freedom of Teesside. Against the better opposition, he doesn't get a sniff. We hardly get any crosses in from the flanks, so no plan B. That's a fair point. I mean, Azaz is, if he played every game. He's not played every game because he's injured a couple, but he played more games than anybody else. Over half he's done well, but you picked up on something I've not really looked at that side, but he may have blossomed and plays his best football against the weaker teams. I've not really concentrated on that side, so I'll be unfair to comment on it, but you've obviously picked up on it. Maybe that is. Wait, I mean, last night, dear goodness, if Doak was playing last night and Latty Laugh was still on the team. I mean, here's the thing. I want to know your thoughts. The Borough's having Player of the Year. Yeah, they Player of the Years when I was there. And yes, got 1 or 2. But anyway, Player of the Year, Middlesbrough. Who's your Player of the Year this season? I'm intrigued to know what you, the fans, the people that matter, that watch season ticket holders, who's your Player of the Year for Middlesbrough? I know who mine are. Who's yours? I'll tell you mine. I'll write mine down. Well, I know who they are. I don't need to write them down. I've got 2 Player of the Years. And it's not really the years because there's not a player going to play every game this season. They've been injured or sold or whatever. So, yeah, regarding the crosses and the flanks, well, we don't get a lot of crosses in. I mean, the ball last night was on a plate. Azaz was a great ball. Lepega whipped it in. Conway picked up a good position, tapped it over the line for a yard. People say it's easy, but not everybody can do it. But you say to me, it's easy. Well, you do it. If it's that easy, how does everybody not get 20 goals a season? Great result, as if you call it, Ibbotson, and certainly played better. But on too many occasions, we are much too slow going forward. How many times do we end up attacking the near box and manage to play the ball back to our own goalkeeper? Great to see Howson back, a proper captain. We live in hope still. Colin, I agree. I mean, I watched the Swansea game and a lot of games this season. The goalkeeper and the centre halves have had more touches than any other player. I find it a sham, a scam even. How a goalkeeper and a centre half can have more ball than anybody. As I say, the stats are flawed. Oh, you could say Johnny Howson's had, well, not Johnny Howson, we're picking a Dale Fry or Vanderberg. 96% accurate passes. Well, dear God, he's passing 4 yards away to the guy next to him. The centre half's passing to the centre half. He's passing to the right back, getting the back to the centre half, to the left back. Dear God, we could do that all day. Especially when the opposition sit off you. That's not a true reflection on stats. That's bullshit stats. Howson, one of the best players. But do you know what? If I was playing most games and Howson's been injured and wherever he's been, doing his badges, whatever, and he comes in as a star man, what would that say? What does that say about some of the other players? When Howson's been out of the call for so long and he comes in and a lot of people are saying he was a star man. Wouldn't give one out, but based on numbers, Azaz 10 goals and 11 assists. Scott, great, but he said that Azaz figures are very good, but they should be good. He's playing a role where nobody picks him up. He's playing every week by an injury. I think he got left out 2 games. I think he missed 2 games. I think he's played more games than anybody. I don't know for definite, but you tell me if I'm wrong. I was questioning, there was a time he was having a bad time, and I'm thinking, well, what's the fixation with Azaz? I questioned that. But Azaz has showed me that he's got vision, he can create and score goals. That's they're great things to have. Not a lot of players have got. Don't forget, Azaz is an international player. For those that don't know, Republic of Ireland. I mean, they're not the best at Ireland at the minute, but he's a Republic of Ireland player. Who's yours? Well, nobody's told me. Oh, so you're saying Howson's one of the best players? What, this season, John? No way. He's not played that many games. He can't be player this season. So, tell me who your player of the year is. You can send comments in about the team and Borough and whatever you want else. Matt Scott says, pleased with Conway Bernie, works hard, getting his goal, has better stats than Latty Laugh, and stirs up the team to get moving. Oh, Matt, I don't think he's a shrinking violet. I think he's fairly cocky and confident. I like that, but sometimes he overdoes it, and that peeves me off. When I see the swagger, I think, hold on, kid, you've only breezed in the door, you've cost a few million. You're not hit 20 yet, like Akpom. Once you do that and Latty Laugh near that. When he first came in, remember getting Latty Laugh, he gave us the ball. But Latty Laugh, I always remember Latty Laugh giving him it. That told me Latty Laugh, he should have went, hey, sling your hooks on, you've only walked in the door. But the thing that peeved me off with Conway, because we all criticise, many years ago, foreigners come into the country, we did say foreigners, not that we're against them, but the diving, that's something you learnt, like you've seen Ronaldo doing it at United and so on. And everybody used to criticise him heavily. Conway done it a couple of weeks ago. when the lad went up to him with his head, never touched him, and Conway went down like a feather. I thought, that's cheating. Why are we doing that? You know, stand up. Why are you faking injury? So I don't like that side. And he is a bit arrogant, but he's not got the stats to back it. I'm not saying you should be arrogant with stats, but he has to do. He's good. He's the best we've got for sure. He's the only one we've got. One striker, Conway. He was injured for a while. We're saying, oh, what are we going to do if Conway gets injured? Touch wood, he doesn't. It can't be Doak when he only started playing end of August and now winters in January. It's a season thing, not a 6-month thing. Like I say, I wouldn't bother giving one out. That's for Scott. Fair enough. John Swain says, Howson played well last night. Conway being good when fit, and Doak was our best player by the night. Right, well, I'll give my opinion then before the other people. Hopefully, there's more join in. Player of the season. There's not been a player of the season. It should be half a player of the season. You only get half an award. If it was me to give out awards, I've not seen anybody sustaining it for the duration of the season. They've dipped in and out of form. Azad would be in the mix for half a season. Latte Laugh would be in the mix for half a season, because obviously he's gone. And Doak has been magnificent since he came in. I've missed him greatly. So they're the only three that I can see with half a chance for half a trophy, for half a season. Player of the season. There's nobody played for the season. They've all been in and out, dipping in and out, injuries and suspensions, or heading off internationals, you can come back injured, whatever. So, who's your player of the season? And is there a player of the season? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Is there somebody I've missed out? Please be calling me, Bernie. What's hard getting better? Yeah, I've made that Latte Laugh stirs at the team yet. The high score in the division is only 16. If Conway gets one more, he'll be joint third scorer in the league. Yeah, but I think that's an indication of how bad it is, Mark. I'm talking for experience. I've played in this division 3-4 years with Middlesbrough. I played in a team, a Crackborough team, who had to win the last game to stay up. Tell me how many I got that season. We were joint third. I'm trying to put things in perspective here. I cost cherry bobs. I think they're still paying it. Peanuts. You get peanuts to monkeys. What? They pay peanuts. But in that time, we were third bottom, could get relegated. Played the last game of that season. This team has been up top 6, top 10 all season. And everybody's chuffed. And you're comparing us with someone. Why should we compare with anybody else? It's good, but it's not great. Good, but not, you can't go over the top. Good result, but still poor performance. A lot of work on. Mike Broughton, hi Mike. Excuse me. We're heading the playoffs. Hold on a minute. Palmer, Turnbull. Palmer, what's going on? We're heading to the playoffs, Bernie. I'm optimistic, slightly deluded. Zinedine. She says Zinedine Azaz. Wow, that's funny. And Conway, brilliant. Sorry, I need a drink, Richie. Tickly throat. Great. Zinedine Azaz and Conway, brilliant. Pamela, playoffs. It's mad, isn't it? When you go 5 straight defeats, everybody's going, Gabby's, get rid of Carrick. We're no chance. 2 wins. Yeah, we're on it. Beat it Swansea. Oh, the wheels are off again. Last night, we're back in track. As I say, can we do it? Yes. What do we need? We need consistency. We've not been consistent all season. We need a bit of luck. If Conway gets injured, we'll knock it up front. I mean, look who scored the winner last night. Dick Steele. What's the odds of doing that? Do we create enough for the wide positions? No. Some of the balls are awful. Player of the year, Johnny Howson. Pamela Turnbull. Johnny Howson, how many games has Johnny Howson played? He hasn't played a game, has he? Mark Scott said, player of the year depends on what happens the rest of the season. Probably between Conway, yeah, with his goals, yeah. Doak, yeah. Hackney. See, Hackney Morris wouldn't have been it for me. Hackney's been injured as well and done brilliant in some games and scored some great goals. Delighted for the kid. always look for 10 from him. I think he's good enough to do it. I think he's at 5. And maybe Morris. Morris has done well, but again, he's dipped in and out as well. But I think, who was the guy that came for Chelsea? There's a guy came for Chelsea, young kid. He was attacking, was he a number 10 or midfielder? Slightly built lad. With that many players, come and go, fly-by-nights. Anyway, he got the Player of the Year. I don't even think he scored a goal. I think he made about 2. How could he get Player of the Year? I remember Jonathan Green, and he was another one. Midfielder, came from Man United. Worked hard, he was a worker, he never hid. He could play a season, I'm thinking, dear me, you play a couple of games, score a couple of goals, get Player of the Year. That's how the game is these days. Johnny Howson, I would like to know, he gets more results per game than anybody else. So Johnny Howson, hey, look, Johnny Howson's a great professional, great ambassador for Middlesbrough Football Club, never lets the club down. When he's fit, he's in there, he'll give it his lot. Would I pay to watch Johnny? No, I wouldn't pay to watch Johnny Howson. Would I like to play in the team with him behind me? Definitely, without a doubt. Why would I not pay to watch him? Because he's not glamorous. I like glamorous players. There's not a lot about these days. There's very few characters. There's no guys with, what's the word? Flamboyant, colourful, exciting, different. They're all the same models, same for the same pod. Characters. What's the characters going in the game? If we any character, give us a character as well as your player of the season. Who's the characters at Middlesbrough? Do you look at a player and think, he looks a character? I'd like to bump into him in a club or a pub or have a chat with him. He's a character. Hackney needs to be more consistent with his passing. 1 minute he makes a star pass, next week he puts it in the stands. Yeah, again, it's the inconsistency. Individually, collectively, per game, individually, in games. Hollywood ball, great ball, next minute, 4-yard routine pass goes astray. It's lack of concentration. Might be lack of fitness as the game wears on. Latty Laugh was on 11 goals and now departed Colin 11. Well, there you are. There's Colin telling you. So the lad that mentioned Conway get the goals. Well, what about Latty Laugh with 11? And Latty Laugh was left out when he was scoring and fit. So what do you say about that? For me, I'd be sending Latty Laugh a trophy. That's my opinion. Latty Laugh, the one thing I admire about Latty Laugh, unlike a lot of players for abroad, especially under the Karanka regime, the down tools, Latty Laugh wanted to win in the summer. Club were more than happy because he was getting big bucks. Eventually proved January both were happy. Latty Laugh did not down tools. He didn't take the huff. He concentrated, closed people down, continued scoring, worked his ass off for Middlesbrough. Well done to him. I was instantly attracted to Doc. Didn't know much about Doc. Somebody brought it up that I played with his granddad, who, God rest him, he passed away, younger than myself. Martin Doc, he was called. He played, I think it was 300 games for Morton. I've still not seen the boy, Doc. I'd like to shake his hand and say a wee bit about his granddad. I'd like to see him. He's one of the few players that I know what he looks like. I tell you what, half the Middlesbrough squad, if they come in here now, I can name them all in match day and who plays where, the whole squad. But if I stand next to them, I wouldn't be able to say who they are. I don't know what they all look like. I know what Azaz looks like. Hackney, Latty Laugh, as you know here, but there's very few I would know if I can right up front of them. That's sad, isn't it? Latty Laugh on 11 goals, call me 11, yeah, I've mentioned that, sorry. Steve Daly says, Borges and Howson were good replacements at the back. Best game I've seen Borges play. Steve, yeah, I think guys like that, Howson's ultimate professional. He's a bit like Ailing. Gives it his lot, his best shot. Ailing's obviously no spring chicken, legs are short a bit, slowed down a bit, but he's been a great ambassador for Leeds, great player. And great mindset, and you must take your hat off to these guys. Longevity in the game of football, played hundreds of games. But Howson and Borges, can they do that every week? Could they do that against Leeds United in a few weeks? Could they do it at Coventry away, Blackburn Rovers? Maybe they could, but they're going to be better than what we seen last night, the opposition. Still thinking Bazog should be number 9. Steve, I agree. Some people's mentioned it over the weeks, months, and this season that Bazog. I would just like to ask Michael Carey, why has he never been given the opportunity to play up top? Why has he never been given that opportunity? With enough injuries to say, big man, on you go, give it your best shot. Maybe they're frightened in case he turns it on and they don't know what to do with the other one. Steve Daly says QPR were woeful. Yeah, they were woeful. I use the word woeful, but you still have to beat them, and we're not exactly playing like Real Madrid, are we? What about Morris? Colin, yeah, Morris. You know, Morris and Hackney are two fine players. I'm fans of both. But do I go to games and go, wow, and put them on a pedestal with some of the other fans? No, they don't do that for me. I don't. I get excited some games, but I think fans just overdo it. Want the statue up, oh, they're magnificent. Every club in the country's in. I don't buy into that. It's hype. It's hype. I've read today on the social network, oh, Palace will be going in for House and so will be, no House and sorry. We're going in for Hackney. Is Hackney had a great season? In my opinion, no. Best season was his first season. He came in as an unknown. Set the header alight, looked apart, full of confidence and direct and tracking back. And he's had some great games this year and scored some great goals. But he's been inconsistent and he's been injured. There was a row of games where he had a mare. People were slating him. I mean, everybody gets slated, of course they do. Evening Bernie, another 3 points against a team a little poorer than us up the effing borough. Aidan Morris would get my vote. So, hey, look, fair play. He's industrious. He works his socks off. Has he scored a goal? One? Has he scored one? Don't even know if the kid scored. Yeah, but Morris, he's classed as an attacking midfielder. He's not a defensive holding player, anchor man. Just sits in front of the back four. He doesn't do that. He wanders forward. He wins things. He plays it. Maybe I need to see a bit more. Like Hackney. Hackney scored 5 goals. Some great goals. But I still think Hackney should get 10. I met the kids about a year ago up in my local. Had a quick conversation, wee bit private conversation. But I remember saying, and this was over a year ago, you should be scoring 10 goals. He's wearing the number 7 jersey and he's got the ability to score 10 a season. He still could get 10, there's 9 games left. Bernie, please don't do my appraisal up the borough. Josh McEachran, that's it. Steve, thanks. Steve B's told me. Josh McEachran, young whippersnapper, built like a jockey's whip, thin, came from Chelsea, wonder kid, going to be one of the greats, comes, played, I think he played every game practically, played a season, hardly, I don't think he scored a goal and never made a goal. How can you play the season? A creative, talented, forward-thinking boy for Chelsea, you get player of the year when you've not done it. I think, was it the supporters club that gave him that? They must have been on the drink. Matty Laugh was a constant worker, deserves his chance in the big time. I agree, Steve. I've not had to grind with Matty Laugh. He gave it his all, and we cashed in, made great money for a guy that's only done it a year and a half throughout his career. He's no other record. Like Akpom, several years at the Arsenal, a lot of big names and big money spent and big players get it. So he was restricted, went abroad, here, there and everywhere, came to Middlesbrough, never set the header alight the first season, went away, came back, then Carrick came in and that year with the best football, was the right place, right time. He was amazing. But we made a lot of money in Akpom, well the club did, a lot of money in Akpom, who'd only done it a year and a half throughout his career, and Matty Laugh's the same. They've not got goals galore if you look at the background. At Middlesbrough, they had a year and a half where they set the header alight, everybody was going, wow, and we cashed in. Maybe we were frightened it wasn't going to happen again next year or the year after. I was thinking of players who remain in the squad for player of the year rather than those who have gone or injured to the end of the season. No, but Matt, if I would like to think if I did the business for Middlesbrough and Middlesbrough wanted to sell me and I wanted to go and I was still the best player, then why should the curtain be shut? And why should you forget about me? I've done the business for you. It's like when I was at Port Vale. Excuse me. I went to Port Vale and I played the second season. We got promotion and I'd played 27 games. I wanted back in North East. I was homesick there. But I still got a medal. So the way you're thinking, because I've come back and left them, I shouldn't get a medal kind of thing. I think you should. Of course you should. There's like guys that play in cup games, FA Cup games, if there's a squad, if you don't play and you still get a medal. Won the league, still get a medal. But I think if you leave a club and you've still been the star man, as I say, who's played better than Doak or Latty Laugh? I've not seen anybody. Some people are giving their opinion, I respect it, but I've got my own opinion. Bernie, you get more characters on here. Surely, yeah, you do. You can't put a character, somebody that's different. I'm intrigued with people that's different. Guys are straight. You go to London, you could walk through London with 3 heads. Nobody bat an eyelid. I'm just intrigued with people that's different. We've all got certain qualities and certain deficiencies, and I'm just attracted to people that's different, do different things. For me, are different. I'm just attracted to that. Hackney has been poor this season. We've gone with first season, Colin. He's been hitty missy. I'm sure he would say to sell the lad. Not for me, Bazog is a number 9. So not for me, Bazog is a number 9. So he's not an evident. Colin, Colin, we'll never know because we've never seen him. I keep saying, why is Michael Carrick not tried out a number 10? Because if it happens to us, who we're going to put in there, how good are they going to be? I'm talking this season or next season. Somebody else has to be breathing down his neck for competition for that position. But Azaz rules it. I think Carrick or whoever's scouting should look for a more flamboyant midfielder to play between Morris and Hackney. Unless we get a decent bid for Hackney, I'd make Morris sit back to be a stopper. That's what I think one of them has to be. I think both of them like to go that way. They try their damnedest to get back. But Robbie Mustoe, who I played with, again, I wouldn't pay to watch Robbie. I'm not being disrespectful. Robbie's a great lad. I know Robbie, played with Robbie. Great to have in your team. But as a spectator, you wouldn't pay to watch him. Well, you might. I wouldn't pay to watch any holding central midfielder who wins the ball and gives it to players that can play. I wouldn't pay to watch centre-halves because they're employed to kill the game, kill the opposition, keep stump, keep goals out. I like exciting players, wingers like don't get the ball head, go at players, beat them, set the forward, scoring goals for fun. Midfielders beat men, create things. I mean, when I mention things like that, I think, dear me, the way football's now, boring, pass, boring, monotonous, boring. It's just not just stuffing at you. You go vibrant and you end up depressed after about 25 minutes. Bernie, you get my... Yeah, I've read that. I think I mentioned that as well. Not seeing it with Ian Asho. Painful watching him. He's like a cat horse. As I say, I always give people 12, 14 games. That's what he'd have played if he plays for now every game. I don't think he's going to get. I don't think he'll be a regular. But I've not really seen it. I seen an interview. I don't what, as I say, modern players, nothing to say. I'm not interested what they've got to say because they don't say it and it's different for anybody. As I say, I'm attracted to people that's different and say things that says different, but the modern player don't say anything. They're scared of upsetting people. And when I seen his interview, it just looked as if he didn't want to be there. There was no oomph. New club. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And didn't say anything. It was just a laid back. If he could have got away with saying, I'm here, but I don't really want to be here. I get it. Coming from Spain to Middlesbrough. Not much of a difference, is there? Luke Kelly, my favourite for Pamela Turnbull, but Hackney will be off. Do him good to be at a better club. Hackney would flourish at a bigger club. Oh, Pamela, I'm sure Hackney's got a future, and it'll be somewhere else higher than Middlesbrough. That's not being disrespectful to us. That's just the reality. He's still a relatively young lad. He's a local lad. He's going to make us a right few quid. And he's not cost us anything to get in. So I've no doubt he'll go to a bigger club, and playing with better players enhances your game. So I get that. And will he be off fairly soon? I'm sure he will be. But again, I think the hype overrides what we actually see. I see every game. And sometimes I question what are some of you guys saying, or girls. Akpom was slated for the first season. He was. Steve says, Latte was similar. I agree. I think Berzog would do the same as the other two, but we have to stop selling our main men. I don't think we will stop selling. I think that's part of our gig. Sneaky business, says Bernie. I hear you say quite often that nobody want to buy Borough, but why do you think Ryan Reynolds bought Wrexham, or why Tom Brady is investing in Birmingham and potential? They look, is it potential to look at? Hey, I've heard that before. Fair comment. Wrexham, I don't know how big a club Wrexham is. I don't know what the real history is. I know there's a documentary and I've never watched it. But I don't know how the area is. Is it a vibrant place? Is there loads of jobs going about? Birmingham's a big city with big football and Villa and whatever, 10 minutes, and Villa and so on. I just look at Middlesbrough and I think, loads of stuff shutting down, shops shutting down, no work. There's more bookies and there's more druggies and there's more drunks. I go to Stockton, there's people lying in the street. I love it here, me personally. But these businessmen, if you go to Newcastle, vibrant, big Newcastle, yeah, look, big city, vibrant, big team, loads of money. Well, the Sheiks are in there now. I just don't, look, well, Raj Singh, I only heard last night, Raj Singh. I know Raj, I like Raj. I've not seen the business side of him, I've only seen him as a person, and I like him, I like his personality, but no doubt he's ruthless in business. But he's put Hartlepool up for sale again, hasn't he? Who's going to buy that? Hartlepool. What's Hartlepool got to offer? I'm just trying to be realistic. I'm not a fantasist, realist. You know, but Middlesbrough's changed. The airport, it was called Teesside International Airport. And then some hobnob came out and says, oh, let's call it Durham Tees Valley Airport. And it never worked. They thought that was going to have an attraction for the prim and the proper. It didn't. And then it's back at Teesside Airport. And there's still only one or two aeroplanes fly out it. I go to Newcastle when I'm flying. You know, I think Birmingham's a big city. They'll have a big airport. There's a big airport down there, that neck of the woods. So, regarding Wrexham, I don't really know the answer to that, but why is not Steve Gibson? He's a local lad, self-made millionaire, done brilliant for the club. He's hit hard times. He's seen hard times as a young director, but he still supports the club. And he's one of the few chairmen that know about the club that they're in charge of. Yeah, I'm sure he'll make a few quid out of it. I don't think he'll make much out of it, mind you. I think he spent more than he's took at it. Thankfully, he's got another, I'm sure he's thinking that he's got another business, Bolt Hall, that does magnificent. So, Gibson is in it because he's got a passion for Middlesbrough. I'm sure he doesn't want to bump the prices up. I'm sure he doesn't want to sell Latte Laugh, but he might know more than us. We're only fans. I'm a fan. Ex-player, fan. Talk about the game of football. When it comes to the financial side, I don't really get it. I was never good at maths or arithmetic at school, but when I hear this fair play league and I think, well, why is Man City spending all that and they can't spend this, and why is he doing this? I don't understand it. So, him and Scott sold Rodgers, now touted to be 100 million, and now Latte Laugh, both in January, sold us up the river along with promotion. Well, Snaky, I'm not going to disagree with that. Latte Laugh wanted to win this summer, it never happened. He was always going to go in January. You'd have to be a half-wit to know he's not going to go. He was going. He wanted to go in the club, wanted him to go. Both win, but Carrick never won. The team didn't win. The fans didn't win. But as a club, we did win, financially. But waiting to our chances and opportunities of getting into the playoffs. Still a an outside chance, but Aye, my God, I'll wait here with a donkey. There you are. If anybody's got a donkey, I'll wait here with a donkey. If we get in the player, I don't think it's going to happen. Why? Because we're inconsistent. We've got beat 6 and 9 and won 3. Now we've got 9 left. Are we going to win 7 or 8 of them? I don't think so. Well, my gut is absolutely, definitely not. Can't you just switch it on and off like a light? You know, we played last night. We don't know what team's going to play. Who's playing where? Who's injured at training that's not going to be on the team sheet? We're going to see, well, where's he gone? And who's coming back? Now, time Saturday comes, we play Luton away. Somebody else could be injured at training. So it's just been like that all season, turbulent. Michael Carrick's tenure, first year magnificent, best football I've seen in 35 years. Next year never made the playoffs, disappointing. This year don't make the playoffs, it's another disappointing season. Let's not mess about. We're in way. People were saying we're going to be top 2. This is a season. Keep the faith. Same rhetoric, same bullshit, same spin every season. But when it comes January, as a businessman, I get selling the best player, the best striker. I get it as a businessman. But I'm not a businessman. I'm a fan. And I know it's bad news. It weakens the opportunities of getting in the top 6. The ambition drains from the players and the team and the fans. They won't say it or portray it, but of course it does. I'm in the Middlesbrough team. Well, I'm banging in the goals with Mugger and Pally, let's say, for instance, right? And I'm scoring 20 or whatever it is. And all of a sudden they say, Bernie's off. What do you mean he's off? We're selling him. That would be gutted. Guys you hang your hat on and who are good, to let them go in January, I think it's a cardinal sin. And it's an admission that the ambitions that we showed start of the season isn't happening. Some people would say hoodwinked to a degree. Possibly is, but business is about hoodwinking. All businesses hoodwink and tell you stuff you want to hear. Look at the government, that's why I don't vote. They're just a lot of old liars. Akpom was asleep, I mentioned that. Yeah, don't forget that number, coconut guy. Don't forget that number, coconut guy. Yeah, how did I say it the other night? Oh no, I says to somebody, talking about a coconut. There's a lady that works in my local and I says to her the other day, she's a Middlesbrough fan, how are we going to get tonight? I says, look, we won the night 2-0. I got it wrong, but I did the bet, I was always saying it. And she said, well, I think it'll be a draw. I said, what's a draw? Get your coconut. Well, anyway, it wasn't a draw. Good evening, Bernie. No Borough player will be better than you. Well, might be better than me, they'll be as cheap as me. Not in my opinion, you have been my number 1 player. This is from Missy Maz, who comes and goes. Both my brother and myself think you're great and the true legend. Well, thank you, Missy. As I say, I came, Middlesbrough, always be grateful for Middlesbrough. Gave me my big opportunity in football. First time ever I was a part-time footballer, but Middlesbrough gave me a full-time footballing career. And everything I wanted to achieve in Middlesbrough, I did. Play in the First Division, play at Wembley, get international recognition. I done it all with Middlesbrough, played in the top flight. So I've got everything. Steve Gibson, young director at the time, forever grateful. The late great Roy Madron, forever grateful. So I appreciate greatly. Without these guys, I wouldn't have had a career. So, and obviously the fans getting behind me and sticking by me. Bernie, in the absence of Doak, who would you start on the right side? Well, do you know what, Mark? I don't know, but it wouldn't be Foz. I don't think Foz is a right winger. Who would you have? And then I'll agree or disagree, but Whittaker's meant to be a right winger, isn't he? Or is he a left winger? See, we play square pegs round holes. I'm a fan of, it's like apprentices and tradesmen. Jack of all trades, can do bits of everything. I want tradesmen in their rightful position, where they're at their best. Not half-hogging it or filling a hole, filling a gap. Somebody that is a tradesman. We get Robbie Mustoe, he takes whiz and smoked cry from the Holgate end. Hey, Robbie was a great professional. He's got a great job. Robbie does the television over in America. And he's a great lad, Robbie. He's a fairly quiet lad. And he went about his business in a professional manner. He was always top professional, Robbie. Came from didn't he come from Oxford? Where did he come from? Came from down south. Was it Oxford? Might have been Oxford. I'm thinking different different strips. I think it was Oxford. Either way, at the end of the season, we need a good clearer and more investment from sales and Gibbo to bring in some quality again. I'm sure we will be chipping away in the summer. Look, start every season. There's no guarantees, but everybody's head's full of sticky papers and dreams and fantasies and ambitions and what we're going to do. And every season's the same. And it's great and it's exciting. But sometimes we get delusional. Every season I say, calm down. We win a few games, just keep your powder dry, calm it down. Don't get too carried away. Don't be coming out with that old bull that we're going to get promotion after 4 games in. Anything can happen. I say start every season. If you're a good squad, to get promotion, you need a bit of luck on the park. You need to stay clear of injuries. You need to be consistent. And you need to believe. Not the fans, the team have to believe. You need a bit of inner confidence and self-belief. Short with a wee bit of arrogance. You need to believe that. And you need leaders. Well, I think we lacked every one of them that I mentioned throughout the course of the season. Was Oxford, Bernie? It was Oxford. So I'm trying to think where we are time-wise now. I think we're up. I'll read these out, sorry, and then we'll go, yeah? So I'll just read these out. Last night, in patches, we were good, Bernice for Tom. Very nervy last 15 minutes, it was. Colin says, how did that Swansea lad miss the 1-on-1, Bernie? I'll be honest, I've got to say my granny would have hit the target. I'm not saying my granny would have scored, but she would have definitely hit the target. Middle of the goal, 10 yards out, side foot finish, my granny would. At the end of the day, Steve Gibson isn't a billionaire, he's a businessman. If his business isn't turning profit, he'll cash out the best players in, or cash in on the best players. And if you work somewhere and it's all about pound, players are only there for progression. No money, but Lady Luck may smile on us up the borough. Pamela, good to hear your chat again. Look, as I say, you need luck as well. You do need investment. I mean, imagine this. Could you imagine, right? So we're ambition started season to get in the Premier League, to get in the top 6 and hopefully get through via the playoffs. Could you imagine this side? Think about it. I heard some people saying it last night. Could you imagine this side getting into the Premier League? We've had 15 wins, 14 defeats. Could you imagine this team getting into the Premier? People keep saying to me, my mates will say, oh, it's better than the Championship, we win more games. Well, we've only won one more game than we've been beat. Think about it. Digest that. Where are we? But I still get a chance in the playoffs. We still get a chance in the playoffs, Bernard, for Terry. We have, but it's unlikely, as I say, 6 defeats in 9 games, 3 wins. Inconsistency, Terry. Yeah, I think we just need to calm down on that one. Just let's see what happens. We're still in the mix, which is a good thing. Keeps things going, keeps things alive, keeps the fantasies going, which is always good, isn't it? No, we aren't good enough to be in the Premiership, Steve says. Good to see Howson back, Bernie, the great game. Yeah, and I have to say, Dick Steele, going over his goal, was a great goal. Jimbo, Big Jimbo, I don't know if it's Big Jimbo. 9 games left. How many wins out of these, in your opinion? Well, the way consistency are inconsistent, if we get 4 or 5 out of 9, we've done well. We don't know what Joey and me up the board. Hi, Joey. Ryan says, Luton on Saturday, must-win game. Well, they're second bottom of the league. They've had a nightmare. They've sacked a manager. Premier League last year, unbelievably bad season, and we have to win. If we go and perform the way we did against Swansea, we'll get our backsides whipped. Keith says, enjoyed the crack in the Legends Lounge last night, and your guests were funny. Yeah, the guests had is it Bionic he's called? He's the Gladiator lad. By goodness, I put a picture on my social network. If you've not seen it, click on. He's a man mountain. Lovely guy, by the way. Went to school with my boy, knows my kid. But lovely guy, but he's a brother lad. He's not get carried away with the hype and on the telly and that. He's a good kid. So I enjoyed the crack. And Archie Stevens was there. Oh, I was saying Archie was his dad. Leo says, enjoyed your chat on your podcast with Bill Gates' son. Yeah, Bill Gates' son, if you've not listened to my podcast, which was out, where are we today? It was out Monday. It's the son of Bill Gates, former Borough player, not the guy, the American guy who's a billionaire. And he talks about his dad's career at Middlesbrough, his longevity. He was there 12, 14 years. great ambassador for the club, great defender. Talks about him having a testimonial, cashing in, being a businessman, ended up a tax excel abroad. He talks about all that. And his dad sadly passed away in 2023. And his mother and Bill's wife are canvassing for Alzheimer's and heading the ball. You can, if you listen to it, you'll pick up that it's interesting. It's educational. Yeah. Hello, Bernie. Joseph Slavin, good result last night. Mohammed up the Borough, good way to end. Mohammed's a regular contributor here in the Red. Thanks for joining us up the Borough. A few games on tonight. That's why I did 6 and 7. I know some people worked, and apologies for that. Thank you very much. When am I back? Don't know when I'm back. No, the weekend. Cheers up the Borough. Nick Gates is a decent lad. Played in the same team when we were kids. So Steve says Nick Gates, yeah. Yeah, Nick was a good talker. Spoke very highly of his father. His father was top man, as in tackling, tough, his old boots. But he says he was a great father and a kind father and soft. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.